Hi, my name is Thomas Foster, and if you love to make film music or if you need orchestral sounds for other styles, I will show you today two great plugins from Ujam, for which the sounds were recorded by Boris Salchow at Hans Zimmer Studios, and that's how they sound. Really fat. One of them is Striiiings. And it's also really important that you pronounce it as it is specified by Ujam. So please never say just strings, it's always Striiiings. The other one is brand new this week and is called drums. Both are very intuitive to use. You just press one button and it immediately sounds like a great score. So have fun with the new plugins from Ujam, Striiiings and drums. Let's start with Striiiings. We have here the play range, and if I just click one key in the play range, I hear the major chord. But I also can play a minor chord, I can play a sus chord, if you're not able to play chords like this because you never learned, you can use the key menu. So you can say I just want to play chords in C major. So some chords will be major like the C, the F and the G. But some other chords like the A, the D and the E will be minor because they make more sense in C major. So it's easy to say, let me play in G major, and all the buttons you click are the chords that are the most useful chords in G major. That's a very clever system, but let's give this array the key function again, and let's play here, and we have here in this octave C2 until B2 we have the bass notes. So I can play, for example, a C minor chord, but I can play a different bass note like the B. That's very useful. And in the next octave, the C1 to B1, you can change the phrases. So let's play the C1. It's playing just one chord and one note here. Right. Now we go to the D. It's playing a little bit more. And the more we go to the right, the more our phrase is getting fuller and getting more power. And we have an ending button, or we have a stop button. Oh, that's very good. And we have some additionals with the black keys. Let's take a look to the drums, where we have a very similar situation, but we don't play chords for sure. We have the common phrases and the style phrases. Let's click here the C2, and the more I go to the right, the more I will hear. Here we have the style phrases. Again, the more I go to the right, the more we hear. On the black keys we have some hits, some medals, and for sure we can combine all of them. We have some intros, some fills, and an ending, and a stop. In addition to these phrases, we can use the modulation wheel and the pitch bend to form our sound. Let's start with the modulation wheel. We can make crescendo and decrescendo. We can control the power of the sound. Very useful. And with the pitch bend, we can mix between the low and the high drums. So to understand, we have here the low drums and here the high drums. It's always a mix between these low drums and these high drums. They sound like this together, and we can mix them with the modulation wheel. That's exactly the same with the strings. So I play a chord. Let's listen to the modulation wheel. Let's take a stronger phrase. And now let's listen to the pitch bend. We start with high. We also can make the same here with the crossfader. The only difference is that we can use the mouse. We have lots of possibilities to control the sounds. So let's start with the finisher. Here we can add an effect. That's the Neo Tremolo Shaper. Let's see what else we have. We have a lot of effects here, and they all sound very interesting. We have here a filter, high pass and low pass, cool if you want to make a DJ, EDM, stylish sound. Here's an ambience, so you can add some reverb. And we can add some effects just to low strings or high strings. Let's listen to the high strings first. We can here add some character FX, low boost, mid boost, some low pass filter, high pass, and lots of cool, interesting effects. Also here we have the focus EQ, so we can focus more on the high frequencies or the low frequencies. And we have a motion FX, so this is everything that is doing things in time, for example, a gate playing on 16ths. Flanger, delay in time, and a lot more effects. We have exactly the same for the low strings, the character FX and the motion FX and the focus EQ. And we have something special called the decay. This is very interesting, and we can link it for the low strings and the high strings. So we can make it for both at the same time, or we can make it separate for high strings and low strings. Let's link it and listen to it. Now it's a very short decay time. We can change the styles here. So we can go to arpeggios. Dramatic. Let's go with another preset. Maybe we go to this one here. So, dramatic. Let's listen to epic. Friendly. The riffs. And the sustains. At the drums we have exactly the same effects. We have the finisher, the highlighter filter, the ambient, we have the low drums and the high drums. We can change the shape. This is a little bit different. But we also have a focus EQ, a character FX, and a motion FX. All these settings here, the presets and all the effects, are saved as a preset, and we can load a lot of presets. Let's listen a little bit to some presets, the action styles. The action sound design. The airy. The alien. Battle styles. Brutal. Cinematic. Let's listen also to some strings presets. We have the arpeggiated. The arpeggiated sound design. The chord riffs. Dark. Distorted. And percussive. There are a lot of presets, too much to listen to all of them in this tutorial. But there are two more very important features that I would like to show you. The first one is the timing here. If you click on timing, you get, first of all, the possibility to change the speed. And you can add a swing to it. As this is all MIDI, it's very easy, but it's very clever and very useful. We have the sync button, and here we can change the timing between sync with the beginning of a note or with the beat. So if I am at note, I have to play in time to be on the beat. Let's listen to the metronome of my DAW. Sounds good. But if I click too early or too late, it's not in time. So I can change to beat, and then doesn't matter where I click, it's always in time. Both can be useful, so it's good to have both possibilities. I have a last interesting example for you. I placed both plugins on one track. So somehow this can be useful, somehow it's not useful, because normally here you would play chords and you don't play chords for the drum model, so this is not so useful. But what is funny, if you use the modulation wheel and the pitch band, then it's working on both at the same time. This makes it very interesting. Let's start with the modulation wheel. And let's listen to the pitch band. My name is Thomas Foster. Please write me in the comments what you think about the new plugins of Ujam, the drums and the Striiiings. If you are interested in buying one of these plugins, please use the link under this video. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel to get the new videos about music production. Thanks for watching. Always stay creative. Cheers!